Hello and welcome to DK Vine Done Slow. I'm Hyle Russell, and on this installment of Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest, I will actually be replaying what I did during the last week when I had a power outage. So I played through Crazy Kremland, got up to the beginning of Gloomy Gulch, everything was going well, and then my power blipped. Something happened. Someone hit a pole somewhere. I don't know, but I lost power, lost my native recording, and it also created this huge gap even in the Twitch VOD, which I could have used as a backup, but I lost gameplay. So because this is all about preserving every second, savoring every little bit of Donkey Kong Country 2, we are doing it again. Luckily, we're playing on the Switch. Luckily, we have save states, so I could just jump back in time as if the whole ordeal last week never even happened. At the end of the day, it's just more Donkey Kong Country 2 that I get to play. And here we are, Target Terror. So, if you did watch the Lost Phantom Week, then I apologize. I will be hitting the same points again this week, but I think it's worth it. So, Target Terror, of course, is the Kremland roller coaster stage, or the first Kremland roller coaster stage, and it's Donkey Kong Country 2's take on the minecarts from the first game, which, of course, was inspired by Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, as was a lot of Donkey Kong Country 2, at least as far as aesthetics and the pulpy adventure feel, and Diddy was basically short round. So I like that they knew the minecart stages were very popular and very instantly iconic. I mean, they're so iconic, we are getting a actual amusement park based off of those in just a little bit here in Japan and the US. But I like that they were like, well, we need to have something of similar thrills, but we don't just want to have minecarts again. And like, what would befit two essentially children? I mean, that's what they are in this game. What would befit two children going on this wild adventure together? And did I get them all? No. That last zinger. Okay, yeah, I was like, I didn't hear the Creme coin pop up. And then they just like, oh yeah, amusement parks, roller coasters. Let's do that, except it's the Kremland version of a roller coaster, more akin to Action Park in New Jersey in the 70s and 80s. There's a documentary and book about that if you're not familiar, but just low safety standards, just criminal neglect in maintaining the rides. There's that hero coin. Always remember that hero coin. Anyway, such a brilliant idea, and like worlds apart from the minecarts, but it was, you know, just as exciting. Country 3, of course, would also have their own take on the formula with the runaway toboggans, which, you know, I think worked well for that. It wasn't as memorable, maybe. Just wasn't as cool of a concept as either the minecarts or the broken roller coasters, but I still like the toboggans. Of course, Retro, when they took over the series, even before them, Rare in 1999 with Donkey Kong 64 brought back minecart segments, which, you know, in 3D I think was worth doing. I always get busted by that. I always try to get that balloon, and I always hit the thing there, and it's fine. I just won't get the prize. Oh, hello. Well, I'll be damned. Hello to Ray Day in the live stream. So Ray Day says, does that say KI here? It does say KI here. So just make sure I got everything target terror. Okay. So before I go into Bramble Scramble, I want to point out, for those of you who don't know, those are Killer Instinct machines down there under the tent. You can see, make out at least 2, I think. But yeah, Killer KI here. Like, I know Killer Instinct was a big deal when it came out, but it never reached the height of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat did just a couple of years earlier. So I love that in this skewed reality that Rare has created, Killer Instinct is worthy of just having this big banner on a tent in the amusement park. Yeah, we have Killer Instinct. That's all we have. Alright, well, let's go to Bramble Scramble. Now, Bramble Scramble, I've said this before, I'll say it again. It is quite simply perfection. I believe truly that it is maybe the best 2D platforming stage ever devised. And if we're talking iconic, I just got done saying Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat are obviously way more iconic than Killer Instinct, but if we're talking iconic, obviously it's not the most well-known 2D platformer stage. The first level in the original Super Mario Brothers, or Sonic the Hedgehog, or the original Donkey Kong Country, all beat out Bramble Scramble. I mean, an iconic level isn't going to be the most iconic if it's in the 4th world of the second game. Ah, come on. No, 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 no! Just too slow. But in my mind, this is just, it does so much right. I'm going to try to point out what it does right as I go along. I'm going to miss some things, and that's okay. There's just too much, and it's one of those things where I don't think it could even be properly explained. So much of Bramble Scramble's majesty is exemplified through what you feel as the player, and different players might feel different things. This is just from my perspective, but I've said that if extraterrestrials ever touched down on Earth and said, not take me to your leader, but take me to your what am I doing? Take me to your finest 2D platforming stage, I would direct them to Bramble Scramble and save Earth from annihilation. I think it's just the appeal of the Brambles, and I talked a little bit about this on the stream where I played Bramble Blast and Krem Key, but part of the appeal of the Brambles to me is that they are both of nature as we know it, and also something completely ethereal, dreamlike. You've never encountered this like mass of brambles, this just like towering skyscraper of thorns in nature before, but it I don't know, something about it, combined with, of course, David Wise's iconic Stickerbush Symphony, really helps make it feel plausible. As ludicrous as it is, it feels plausible in a way that a lot of fantasy settings in things like Mario or some Donkey Kong levels and worlds and other games don't. They just don't. This feels like something you could have maybe experienced at some point in your life. This, like I said, a half-forgotten memory, a dream. And there's just something so moving about it, where that music, it's both like keeping everything in awe, and it's also a little bit sad at the same time, which I guess goes well with the Bramble imagery. You know, every rose has a thorn and all of that, but it's perfectly pairs with Crocodile Isle and the whole aesthetic of this game, where it's still a natural world, still a celebration of nature, but it's the uglier side of nature. It's the danger of nature. And I don't know, it just all coalesces into this amazing package. So we'll get the star barrel, and then we will go through... Ah, see, there's a banana, a lone banana. How do I get there? Well, you just have to have a leap of faith. And there's Squitter. I love how this stage utilizes both Squawks and Squitter. Squawks is the main draw. Squawks is why you've come to the party, right? Squawks makes you like sit up and take notice, but Squitter is the secret utilized animal buddy here, and I love that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this balloon because it like, I don't know. I like that Squitter gets the really cool secrets here. Like the hero coin little chamber here, and I don't know. It's a nice usage of Squitter. It's a nice usage of two animal buddies, which this game does well. I think the levels that you incorporate more than one animal buddy does it in a way that makes sense. Oh, well, I botched that. I thought the click-clack... I guess I defeated it, but I wasn't thinking. Anyway, we're back to Squawks now. Of course, Squawks and Squitter are both associated with Brambles for another stage together towards the end of the game. One of the most infamous stages in the Donkey Kong series. Not as hard as it was when I was a kid. It's still pretty hard. It's still quite a challenge. Like, Bramble Scramble was hard for me when I was a kid. This probably took up the better part of an afternoon trying to beat it. Because it is a lot, right? And if you don't know the little secret of, like, this, that the Kongs can kind of skate by on the brambles from above... while riding Squawks. If you don't know that, it makes it really more hard because you're just so delicately trying to maneuver through the brambles, and, you know, there's a bunch of zingers and other baddies, flitters and cannons firing at you, and at some point cloaks, and it's just... and Neckies. Sorry, Neckies. Yep, and the Neckies got me. But, yeah, I mean, it took a whole chunk of a day, as these levels often did. No, we're gonna use Squitter again. I know I could just go the other way and we could see another vantage point, but any chance I have of being Squitter, I am going to be Squitter. That is the rule. I didn't make it up. It's just human nature. If I could be Squitter the Spider, I'm going to be Squitter the Spider. Alright. Boom. I love the cannons in this level, by the way. The cannon that, like, fires down at you. I just love that they've... They look so much cooler when their orientation is changed like that and they're firing down. I don't know. Just because it's not a vantage point you see Clump in often. Nor as cannon. Well, that's convenient. I did get all of the secrets here, so now I can just get to the end. And the pairing of red zingers and yellow zingers. Pairings of baddies is something this game really likes to do, especially as it progresses. You'll see later on Spinies and Clamp-Ons always put together because you can't defeat one the way you can defeat the other. So that's, you know, it's a little bit more basic when you just put the yellow zingers next to the red zingers, but still. I also like how this game simplified the zinger colors compared to Donkey Kong Country, where there'd be a whole host of zinger colors in that game, where this game, it has a better eye for that sort of design detail, where, no, yellow zingers you can defeat, red zingers you can't, and that's it. As much as, you know, I do have a soft spot for the lime green zingers of Donkey Kong Country. Nobody knows what that means. I don't even know what that means. And I am Mr. Donkey Kong Country, or I purport myself to be. Alright. I just love, too, that there are cloaks here. They're ghosts. Why are there ghosts in this bramble patch? Yeah, I don't know, but it works. It just makes sense that there would be ghosts in this bramble patch. And I got the banana coin, which is the best item I think you can get from that prize pole. Yeah, Bramble Scramble. I love it. Absolutely adore that stage. It's funny to me how fast I can get through it, you know, minus a death here or there today, because, like I said, it did present this huge, imposing challenge when I was a kid. Not so much now. And I guess I should point out that Retro did revive the name Bramble Scramble as a tribute, I guess, in Tropical Freeze. I mean, you know, game recognizes game. Tropical Freeze is a magnificent Donkey Kong Country game. I mean, a magnificent game in general. But so many people now have the debate which is better, DKC2 or Tropical Freeze. And, yeah, I side with DKC2, although some of that's nostalgia talking. I don't think anything could topple DKC2. And there are just little bits, little details. Rather, I think the team here had an eye for detail that the Retro team never got. Their Tropical Freeze had great detail. I'm just talking about in little things like utilization of characters or like breaking things up, breaking up gameplay with animal buddies. And I think Rare always celebrated characters more than Nintendo, and you know, Retro tried to bring in more characters with Tropical Freeze, but anyway, Tropical Freeze is still way up there. I think it's my second favorite DKC game, but their iteration of Bramble Scramble in no way compares to the original. Sorry, it just doesn't. It's just not as evocative. It's not as dreamy. It's not as superlative. And you're going to invite comparisons when you use that name, tribute or no. They kind of did it themselves. Hello to Snapple Apple once again. Best level in DKC2. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I love most of DKC2. I mean, all of DKC2. There are levels where I maybe don't enjoy it as much, but it's still overall, you know, something I just treasure the whole package. But Bramble Scramble, it just something I could play again and again and feel the same feelings I did back in 1995, back when I was, you know, that awkward age of youth. So Rickety Race. Hold on, let me just take a migraine pill because I can feel a migraine coming on. Don't want that. Wash it down with my coconut Red Bull. And we're going to play Rickety Race. Now, already, this is... Oh, I need... Oh, I got her. I was like, I need Dixie. So already, we are at the second roller coaster stage after being broken up by the Bramble Scramble. So, you know, you don't see minecart stages. Shit. Am I just going to have to use Dixie? Maybe I'm going to try to get over there with Diddy. See if I can do it. Nah, I got it. I just wasn't cartwheeling far enough. You never saw like the minecart stages in that quick succession in the original game. This is a destroy them all, but it's a little bit of a misnomer because you don't need to destroy them all. But you kind of have to get them in your theme park stage. You get at least 2 out of the 3, right? So that's what they do here. But they do it in such a way that it just instantly feels different from what you did before. This is kind of more of a DKC3 idea here. Like, this is more something I could definitely see the DKC3 team rolling with. You know, people say it's a gimmick, but I think it's a great gimmick. It's I mean, this is before the modern Donkey Kong even appears in Mario Kart 64. And here we have a race. So yeah, you go backwards and there's that little boost there, which definitely helps. Now, I don't need to land on all of these, but doing so will get you a prize, and a bigger prize each time. Sometimes if you just hit them with enough force, you don't actually need to land on their heads. Other times, if you're not at the right angle or you don't have the right, I guess, speed, a bop on the head is the only thing that will take them out. Also like the idea that these are the cutlasses without their sword, just like crashes. Shit. Just like crashes are just critters in minecarts, these are cutlasses on roller coasters or roller coaster carts. I also wanted to point out that I need to draw a further comparison between these skull carts and the little skull emblem on the Kremlin's attire in the Paeon era, because I think they're similar. You know, you got the oh wow, I botching this. You've got the Kremlin Jolly Roger, but this is more of the just standard Kremlin insignia, not the Kremlin like the main Kremlin logo, which is just a K, as seen in DKC3 on their flags. But I don't know if it's the I don't know. It's just an additional bit of Kremlin iconography, but they kind of resemble these skull carts. So I want to do a more apt comparison, especially getting that render of these skull carts head on. And of course, the fireworks in the background, such a great touch, and it's a lot lighter playing these stages on the Game Boy Advance version, but so it's not a surprise there, but you can make out when the fireworks go off just the right. Let's see if I can point it out. Yeah, they'll briefly illuminate. You can see those are mountains in the background. Like I said, these levels take place. Oh, I didn't go back. Well, that's why I'm going so slow. Nope. I hate that. I hate that. We're going to do that again. Yeah, these stages take place at like twilight or sunset on the Game Boy Advance, because they had to lighten them up because the original GBAs didn't have a backlight for some reason. I don't know. So even though, you know, most of us had an SP by the time we hit... Wow, what is wrong with me? By the time we actually hit DKC2, or at least by the time the remake trilogy was complete, they still had to tinker with the lighting in those games, and you definitely lost a bit of the mood of the first two games in particular. Alright, maybe I just need to focus and not talk as much. I don't know if you can see in the background there. You can see those merry-go-rounds, carousels, and I think they have like Kremlins that you ride. I don't know if they're like claptraps or what, but they definitely look long and reptilian. Which reminds me of Donkey Konga 2. You visit a carnival or fair in Big Ape City, and you can make out the carousel has rhinos on it instead of horses, which is apropos for the Kongs. Got it. Alright, so now I just don't fall in the pit. Got that pretty early. Usually I'm fighting him all the way towards the end. I just had to check. There we go. All right. So that's a Rickety Race. And then, oh yeah, we can go see Cranky. We can go see Swanky. Let's get some advice from Cranky. Spend as much time in here as I do. This stuff is cheap at half the price. Hornet Hole, an 8-legged friend would go halfway to helping you here. He's very into the directional puns, as I've said. Don't be in a hurry to enter Rambi's room. Think things over. Bramble Scramble. The fruit is always fresher on the other side of the thorns. Jump to it. It's your clue to get into Squitter's chamber. It's his track, so watch the Kremlin car carefully. He might be down, but he's on his way out. Rambi Rumble. A charge down the last straight with Rambi will ensure a crushing victory. There's a secret passage to get to the last bonus area in Rambi Rumble as you're being chased by King Zing. Start with a hook, stick, and jumps, and you're bonus bound. Alright, thanks, Cranky. That's not helpful. Alright, let's go to Swanky, see if I can get these trivia questions done. Wrinkly's winner. What is the name of this area of the island? Loony Goonland, Creepy Crocland, Crazy Kremland. Okay, try this. Okay! I wonder what Swanky's okay sounds like. Try this one. What color is your parrot buddy? Now, if this was a world later, this would be a disaster because we would then have 2 parrot buddies at least. Here it's red, green, and yellow. Red, black, and purple is getting awfully close to Quawks. Brown, black, and white, it's just nothing. But what is the name of the 2 companies that produce this game in Donkey Kong Country? Rave Crocodile Games, Kremsoft, Cruel Incorporated, Rare Nintendo. Now, I could understand a kid not knowing Rare, especially back then. But if you're playing this on your Super Nintendo, chances are you would know what Nintendo is. So I feel like at least one of those wrong answers should have incorporated Nintendo, but alright. Alright, Swanky, whatever. It's not my game show. First Wasp Hive level on this area of the island. Wasp Hive Horror, Hornet Hole, Horrible Hive. No, it's Hornet Hole. What is the name of the old lady Kong who runs Kong College? Crocky, Wrinkly, Crinkly. The fun thing about these, what is the name of the Kong things, are just thinking, like, would that actually work as a Kong name? I don't think Crocky or Crinkly would be great Kongs. Later on, there will be a much better one. Which of these items cannot be found at Clubber's kiosk? Good thing I paid attention. Picture of K. Rool, oil drum, boxing gloves, and punch bag. I couldn't remember what a punching bag was called the other week, and I finally realized it was punching bag, but here Swanky calls it punch bag. So we know it's not that, it's the picture of K. Rool. And Baboon Booty, which I don't think, like, I guess mandrills are baboons, so we finally saw a baboon in the series in Tropical Freeze. But yeah, we like at this stage, just monkeys and gorillas. I know people try to say, well, Dixie's a chimp. No, Dixie is supposed to be a monkey. That is my argument. Dixie is supposed to be a monkey, same as Diddy. People get hung up on, like, any instance Diddy is referred to as a chimp, but Donkey is also referred to as a monkey, and I don't think anybody is disputing that he's a gorilla. So anyway, where am I going with this? Just there are no baboons in the Donkey Kong series until 2014. That's all. What is your snake buddy's name? Hisser, Slithers, Radley. Now, Radley is spelled correctly here. And this is important because I think this is the last time Radley will ever be typed out correctly in a DKU game or otherwise. Radley was a choice in Gruntilda's Furnace Fun in Banjo-Kazooie as, I think, one of the wrong answers to who is this character, and it was hissed up. But Radley was spelled incorrectly. I want to say it was spelled I-E at the end, or something weird, maybe 2 E's at the end. It just something way off. And then, of course, Super Mario Odyssey, it was spelled with an E between the L and the Y. So I like to say it's just a running gag that nobody knows how to spell Radley. It's not a continuity error. It's just people don't know. But Swanky knows. Swanky knows what's up, and he should, because he's a Kong, and Radley is, they're the Kong's animal buddy, one of their animal buddies. So, oh shit. I'm gonna say, oh, was this Cranky? I just skipped right through it. What's the color of his coat? Is it green? I got that right. Okay. Shit. Which of these enemies have you not seen yet during this area of the island? Cutlass the Swordsman, Zinger the Wasp, Cat O' Nine Tails. Haven't seen any Cat O' Nine Tails. Okay. Got them all right. And I'm at 64 balloons, which is a number that means very little at this point in time. We knew the Nintendo Ultra 64 was coming, but 64 wasn't this go-to iconic number that you had to work in for a reference. Up like this very week, a Banjo-Kazooie action figure set went on sale for pre-order, and arbitrarily it's $64. And I'm like, you plan that, right? Like, it probably doesn't cost that much, but you're like, $64. That's an apropos price. Mudhole Marsh, which sounds disgusting. It sounds like what you would call the bathrooms in Taco Bell. The Mudhole Marsh. So we're back to the swamp. And now we're outside of the Kremland park territory, which I have to say, like, this feels very authentic to me that there would be a swamp outside of Kremland. And I say that because here in Virginia, USA, we have a couple big-ish amusement parks. I mean, not like Disneyland size or Disney World size, but moderate for the mid-Atlantic region of the U.S. We have Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, and we have King's Dominion. And Busch Gardens, like, is the one I frequent more, or have over the years. And I remember, like, always going up high on the roller coasters and looking out, like, beyond the park horizon and seeing swamp bordering the park, because you're getting into that region, like Virginia's historic region of, Williamsburg and Jamestown, and it's swamp. It's swampland. It's marshy swampland, especially heading into, closer to the coast. So as a kid, I never questioned. I was like, oh yeah, swamps. That's what's outside of a theme park. Also, this is a chance for them to close out the swamp archetype, right? Because they generally like to use an archetype 3 times. And the first 2 will be in the world that it's most appropriate in. And then the 3rd time will be later. And they tweak it. And I don't think they tweak the swamp levels as much as they would tweak others, but they usually tweak it to make it work. Here they just gave it this purplish tint, which makes you feel like you're maybe higher up on the island at this point than you were at sea level. Okay. Nice. All right. Wasn't so bad. I I think the swamps are my least favorite archetype in the game. Not that I don't like the levels. Like, I love jumping off these cattails, for example, but I don't know. I like the swamps. I'm glad they're there. I think they are, like, iconic and the most definite portrayal of a swamp I've ever seen in a game like this. But yeah, I don't know. They're dreary in a way that almost gives you seasonal affective disorder. I don't usually like riding those cat o' nine tails because they will fling you in a, you know, in a random direction. You don't know which way you'll go, so they're a risk. They're actually very similar to some enemies you bounce off of in Saberwolf GBA, which I've of course been playing since we made the declaration that that game is actually DKU and should have always been considered DKU. But the spring bad creatures you jump off of are very similar to cat o' nine tails, so a little bit of DNA carried over into Saberwolf in 2004, like 9 years after this game. Although, you know, it might take place decades before. We still haven't really made a determination on that. For more on that, listen to the conversation throughout the year, I guess. I love also the way cannons are utilized in so many different ways. Cannons being clumps that can shoot. It really is just fantastic how sometimes they will just be pure threats. Sometimes they will provide essential platforms in the form of barrels. I need to replenish my banana coins after spending them at all the Kongs. That versatility in design, though, I think is what sets DKC2 apart from the first game. Like this. This is brilliant. And I love the first Donkey Kong Country. People are always shocked when I say this is going to be a bad moment here, because this is one of the most bastard hero coins in the game. This is the one that Mario probably didn't get. All right, so it's after the banana coin, right? So I need to time it just right. Oh no, and I already lost Diddy. Oh, I got it. Oh, I got it. I didn't even get it during my Phantom stream last week. That didn't happen canonically. Oh my god, that was great. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I got it. Oh, anyway. Yeah, this game just builds so much on what Donkey Kong Country came before. And so when I rank the Donkey Kong Country games, people are always shocked that I put Donkey Kong Country last sometimes. I mean, they're shocked that I put it behind Donkey Kong Country Returns. I'm like, that doesn't mean I don't love Donkey Kong Country, the original game. I adore it. I wouldn't be here doing this if I didn't love that game, if I didn't fall in love so hard with that game. I feel like the sequels, every sequel, improved on it in some way. So it's a great template. It's a great building block. But if I'm ranking them and I'm being honest with myself, there's very little that game does that I don't find in greater abundance in the sequels. The only thing I think it probably does better is set a more somber mood at times. It uses a more scaled back soundtrack that's more driven by the sounds around you than any actual melody, which I think is very effective. I don't think we'll ever see a Donkey Kong game that does that again. So, you know, but that would be what I would say it does actually better, if that's what you're looking for, than its sequels. But yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2, Tropical Freeze, Donkey Kong Country 3, Donkey Kong Country Returns, Donkey Kong Country. That's my ranking. I'm sorry. All right, Rambi Rumble. Let's go to Rambi Rumble. Talking about retro, I guess. This is the stage that, in some ways, is almost a template for retro's design style in the country games going forward, because it starts like a basic 2D platforming stage, right? It's oh, here we are. Let's do this. I got greedy. And I wanted that hero coin, and I didn't pull it off right. Anyway, and then, of course, this stage has a, like, twist about 80% of the way through. And then that leads to this bombastic, climatic ending, which is very much how Retro would do a lot of Donkey Kong Country stages. Fuck. Got stuck on the honey. This stage is also tricky compared to Hornet Hole, because you're scaling up, you're climbing the hive, but you're on these little platforms in the honeycomb. So there's a lot of falling that can be done, and you might not know exactly like how far you've fallen. And when you're looking for secrets, you can also just trick yourself into backtracking and not realizing you've actually gone back to near the start of the level. Oh, that clamp on wants to eat my head. Nope. Dixie is probably the better choice here. Look how Dixie is standing right there. She hasn't completely turned. She's like sideways a little bit. That's interesting. Screen grab of that. All right. Dixie's probably the better choice though here, just because her hair wafting abilities gives her a little bit more versatility, although you don't want to rely on it too much. See, you have these hooks here. These hooks are just to prevent you from falling, but you're thinking, oh, there's a secret down here, and then you inadvertently backtrack yourself. Yeah. And I know I pointed it out before, but Dixie licking that honey is just such a lovely detail. It says so much about Dixie, who she is, and how she takes pleasure in even the most absurdly dangerous situations, right? Like, she's just like in this hive. She's ventured into this giant honeybee hive, but it's not even a honeybee hive. It is a hive full of hybridizations of honeybees and wasps that are deadly. And she's just like, well, I'm gonna lick their honey because it's sweet and tasty. Secret hook, and we're going up, so we know that is probably a secret. And look, secret chamber. Meanwhile, Diddy just looks at you impatiently while you wait on the honey, like he's almost breaking the fourth wall, like Sonic does when he like taps his watch or whatever. It's like, seriously, we're staying put right here in the horrible beehive? Like, get moving. Dixie doesn't care. She's just gonna lick that honey. Alright, I don't want to lose either Kong here because I have to get over the chamber, and there won't be a DK barrel until after the chamber, so I'm just gonna evade that cutlass. Yeah, you cry about it, buddy. Of course, there are hooks there. I wonder if I could get over. Well, doesn't matter. There's the hero coin. So, as you can see, there's a zinger blocking the path here. I'm actually over the chamber where I turned into Rambi, or will turn into Rambi. And I guess I could theoretically just try to push forward, but it wouldn't work out that well. Plus, you know, you have a chance to be Rambi. Why wouldn't you want to be Rambi? These chambers are very rare. I think Rattly in Rattle Battle and Rambi are they the only times these chambers exist in this game? I know they're also seldom seen, but also seen in Donkey Kong Country. There's the one where you have a Winky crate, and you can get Winky and then leave. But then if you have a first iteration NTSC cartridge, you can actually exploit a glitch and go back in with Winky, get him again, exit, and then you'll have Rambi in the stage. They remove that in all subsequent releases, and it's also not accessible on the Nintendo Switch Online. So it'll always be canon to me, though. Damn it. There is something very satisfying, though, about jumping on zingers as a rhinoceros. But, I mean, you're just like, ha ha ha, who's in charge now, zingers? And, of course, then they turn things around on you. They flip the script. Just down here. And here we have, like I alluded to, you know, the retro studio style bombastic action movie twist, and here it's the actual boss of the world is here in this stage, and he's, oh god, and he stops right there. I don't think he should stop right there. I think he should chase you to the end. It's actually just more of a set piece than anything. I mean, there's very little danger if you just keep ahead of King Zing. But, oh my god. I mean, I can't tell you how scary that was in 1995. Because you don't expect it. Obviously, you don't expect it. And it's just one of those things that it amplifies your adrenaline to the point where you're going to make mistakes. Yeah, I wanted the one banana, alright? It looked lonely there. I don't regret it. Alright, King Zing Sting. So, yeah, this is a fun bit of continuity here. By the way, can I just point out really quick before I go into King Zing Sting? Look at the Zinger hives and look how the lights of Kremland are reflecting off the Zinger hives. It's kind of blending together as a violet, like purplish, with a little bit of green tint around it. Such a wonderful touch. I adore the maps. In all the Donkey Kong Country games, they're more animated in this game than they were in the original. And then, of course, in the third game, they're a lot more interactable. But they really do just sell you on the locations and make you feel like these are real places. These are actual events that could be transpiring somewhere halfway around the world or somewhere in some hidden archipelago rarely visited by humans. So King Zing Sting is the name of the level, but it's the character itself is King Zing. Is kind of a sequel. Whoa! It's kind of a sequel to the fight with Queen Bee, Bumblebee Rumble, in Vine Valley and Donkey Kong Country. So we've already fought the Zinger Queen. And so now that we're visiting the Zingers' homeland and their actual hives, well, you could bring Queen Bee back, but wouldn't it be fun to show you how ludicrous Zinger hierarchies are by introducing a Zinger King? And that's what we've done here. King Zing and Queen Bee have never appeared in the same game together. But, you know, they're just... the imagination pairs them together so well. Makes me wonder if, you know... if Zingers ever appeared in DKC 3 instead of Buzzes, or had they thought of it in Donkey Kong 64, if we would have ever seen, like, a Zinger Prince or a Zinger Princess or a Zinger Court Jester or Food Taster or... I don't know. Just, like... I want to see more of the Zinger royal family. I think that would be a good avenue if Zingers do come back with the Kremlings in the next Donkey Kong game. Presumably, the Kremlings are going to come back. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't come back. At the very least, K. Rool will be back. But, you know, They could always do the thing where they bring K. Rool back and don't have Zinger, or don't have Kremlings in it, and if the Kremlings aren't there, it probably won't have Zingers. But anyway. Yeah, so this is also the first boss fight that you fight as an animal buddy. It's kind of a breakthrough here. Squawks, who was just the humble flashlight carrier in Donkey Kong Country, has to be the first animal body to do battle with the boss, which, good for him. This is really a trial by fire, or honey here. Of course, Ingard would fight a boss in Donkey Kong Country 3. Oh, and Ellie too, I guess. So what I think's happening here is that he shrank because he depleted the royal jellies that were fed to him. The only reason he was so big, and he burned it off. So now he's just a regular sized Zinger that can fluctuate between red and yellow. So he's still special. Oh, come on. There we go. Whee! And that's Crazy Kremland. And that's King Zing. Let's go back and save. A. I did a lot with Dixie in this world. Yeah. Well, on this screen at least. Alright, so I am missing one hero coin. That's back in Gloomy Gulch. Or not Gloomy Gulch. I'm going to Gloomy Gulch. I'm missing all the hero coins in Gloomy Gulch at the moment. Glimmer's Galleon, another GG. I'm missing the hero coin in Glimmer's Galleon. I will go back to get that eventually, but I've got everything else, and I'm at 56%. Wow, alright, so... Yeah, Kremland is a fantastic fourth world. When you compare it to what the fourth world was in Donkey Kong Country, Gorilla Glacier, Crazy Kremland feels like... just like completely different in tone and feeling, and I like that these games don't necessarily follow a formula. You are scaling a mountainous island here, but like this is barely a blip. Like by the third world in Donkey Kong Country, we were already, you know, getting higher in elevation. We were only at sea level in the third world in Donkey Kong Country 2. You're not even on the island in the first world, so I like that it takes a bit longer to scale Crocodile Isle, the gnarled mess that it is. And Gloomy Gulch is the forest world, but it's not Vine Valley. It's not an inviting forest. It is a haunted, spoopy forest, which... I didn't know how I felt about it when I heard they were doing this. When I saw they were doing this in some of the earliest screenshots of the game at E3 95 when they promoted Donkey Kong Country 2 for the first time. And they had a render on the big sign on the E3 show floor, the very first E3, mind you. It was of this stage, Ghostly Grove. The background was from this stage, and it was Diddy jumping. And so, like, they were selling a lot of this imagery very early on in the pre-release hype for the game. So, I didn't know how I felt about a haunted world, because I didn't know how well that paired with Donkey Kong Country, which, again, I view it as kind of a celebration of nature and environmentalism. It's like, now we're doing spooky Halloween tree forest. It works, though. I shouldn't have doubted them, because, yeah, you get that creepy trees, like with the silly faces, but that David Wise music, Forest Interlude, one of his most underrated tracks, and it was underrated. I think it's definitely getting its due nowadays. It's magnificent, and I think a lot of people are reevaluating it as maybe on par with Sticker Bush Symphony. It's we want to talk about melancholy. There is a sadness to this song, and look at the way the light shines through the dark forest canopy there. It's I don't know how to sell this to contemporary audiences. In 1995, this was the coolest fucking shit. You know, playing this on your Super Nintendo. It was just, I can't believe they're pulling this off. And this forest, it's very reminiscent of the early, oh, hello, Cloak, let's just, okay, throw me those bananas. It's very reminiscent of the early Project Dream, when Dream was still on the Super Nintendo. It was Land of Giants, and this is what Edson was going through. And you know, it makes sense since much of this team would go on to form the Dream Team, as it were, which would become the Banjo-Kazooie team. But it kind of makes sense that this imagery would sort of persevere into both Dreamland of Giants, into Banjo-Kazooie, and was the, I guess, early template for what we know as Fungi Forest. Which I guess it wasn't Fungi Forest, but the tech demo, the 2.5D whatever, a banjo going through the forest that would be incorporated into the renders and whatnot of Banjo-Kazooie, and would be on that one frame picture in Banjo's house, which would lead a million conspiracy theories. All kind of stems from this area here. And we have the ghost ropes. And what are the ghost ropes? Well, the ghost ropes, I believe they're supposed to be like psychokinetic energy of the landscape that used to exist here. So at one point they had these ropes in here. They've long since abandoned, but because the spiritual energy in this forest is so high, remnants of past infrastructure is materializing and dematerializing. And we see that a little bit more in Donkey Kong Country 3 with the ghost barrels. And we also see it, as of late, in Sea of Thieves, with so much in that game when they've introduced the phantoms and incursions from the Sea of the Damned, which are not really real hauntings of people, but they are memories. And that's what the ghost ropes are to me. So here we see the pairing of clamp-ons and spinies, and it's because you can roll into one. Whoa! You can roll into one, but you can't jump on them, and you can jump on one, but you can't roll into them. So they work well together as a dynamic duo. I absolutely love the clamp-ons. I like clamp-ons better than clap-traps, which might seem sacrilegious. I don't know, but they're such a crazier design to me, and I don't know, just a little bit more over the top. I don't know why I always think there's something there. Yeah, take that. Just trying to not miss anything. Oh no! That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, I still have another chance at this. Just don't... Okay. Whew. They both burst, and I was only trying to get one. How much fun did they have with the idea that there would be one baddie who would be indestructible no matter what? Except for if you have invincibility. They really got mileage out of that concept. Also, yeah, I like that he just threw a spiny there. Like, why not? He's gonna do it again. Also, like, how does that spiny feel? That he's been held in a ghost overcoat. Like, would that be cold? That would be a cold thing, right? To be held inside of a ghost body, essentially. Cold and clammy, and wouldn't be comfortable for that spiny. That's for sure. Ah, I knew I was gonna blow up, but I still went for it. Ah, come on. Alright. Do, 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 do. It's a shame that, you know, ghost ropes haven't come back ever. Like, I know they were like called back to with the ghost barrels, but this is their only appearance. Well, sort of only appearance. You know what I mean? They would come back, but I mean, yeah, like, utilize outside of the infrastructure of a Donkey Kong Country 2 game. I think I missed the hero coin. Well, I have to go back. At least I can start and select then. Yeah. I saw David Wise perform at MagFest with the Dave Wise 5. And Kev Bayless also performed with him, and he did Forced Interlude live, and the version of Sticker Bush Symphony, the arrangement they did was more based on Tropical Freeze and its rendition, so it was a bit of a, I don't want to say disappointment live, because it's not a disappointment hearing David Wise perform his songs live, right? That makes me sound like a fussy little bastard man, but the version of Forced Interlude he did, which is like spot on, and almost like reduced people to tears in the audience. And this was 2 months before COVID really started spreading in the US, so we were all just like grouped up together. It might be the last time in my life I'm ever that cramped alongside strangers. And just seeing people get emotional to, there it is, to Forced Interlude was a special moment. All right. So let's go see Cranky. We'll see Cranky again. Buy some of this trash. He's always saying you can buy this trash in the Monkey Museum, but you can only buy in hints. Like, I would buy Winky for 5. He says, you know, you'll never be as popular as Donkey Kong was. With Donkey Kong fans, I think Dixie's more popular. You're looking a bit fat there, kid. Look at me. I'm at my physical peak. I could show you a thing or two. Wow, Cranky fat-shaming a child. After my starring role in DKC, I thought I'd be the main character this time, not stuck in this gloomy shed. It's funny he says that because, and saying all of this, because at one point they were toying with the idea of Cranky being the sidekick character in this game. It would be Donkey and Cranky's game. And ultimately what they realized was Diddy was the breakout star of the original, and they would be doing them a disservice to remove Diddy from the sequel. It would kind of cut the legs off his narrative of trying to become a video game hero, and it would have never happened then. So it made way more sense to build off of Donkey Kong Country by having Diddy be the star, removing Donkey Kong from the equation, and having a new sidekick. Which, I mean, I can't fathom a Donkey Kong Country 2 that would have removed Diddy. I'm sure I would have played it. I'm sure I would have loved it. But yeah, they definitely made the right choice there. And of course, Cranky would eventually get his due, his chance at becoming a star, returning to his role as a playable character in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze as the 4th playable Kong, before they did the Switch version and added Funky Kong as a 5th. But anyway, Ghostly Grove. Things are starting to look up on this level. Really? That doesn't help at all. Parachute Panic. Here's a tip that I think's great. The door is by the clamp-on, and so is the crate. So this is where Cranky just starts rhyming, and almost like beat poetry or like Def Poetry Jam or something. I don't know. It seems out of character for him. Finishing this level is cause for celebration. By all means, go over the top. Oh, Webwoods. Haunted Hall. Where you find one, there may be two. We'll see what he's referring to in just a minute here. Parachute Panic. To the left of the letter O is where you should go. It's a little foreshadowing of when he becomes a rap master in Donkey Kong 64. K. Rool's no fool. He has got 2 big blue goons watching his horde near halfway. Oh, yeah, okay. I guess that was the hero coin. It should be real easy for you now. Snapple Apple says, has anyone made a clamp on, clamp off joke yet? I'll see myself off. LOL. I think, like, so when this game came out, it was 1995, right? Came out most of the world late November 95, came out the first week in December here in the US, despite what Wikipedia or other sources may try to tell you. So, you know, the Clapper commercial, which was airing a lot on like syndicated TV, cable television during that time, you know, clap on, clap off, the Clapper, where it was just, you know, this device that was, you hooked up to your lights and it was sound activated and you could clap your hands and turn on a lamp from halfway across the room. Amazing technology in the 90s, right? Blew people's minds, but, you know, became a bit of a meme. Sure, it was referenced in all the TV shows of the day. All you needed to do for a cheap laugh in a sitcom was to show the characters using a clapper. But I don't think anybody made the clamp on, clamp off joke if it's in a reference to the Clapper, because there is a character in this game named Clapper, and I know we made Clapper jokes in relation to him in the theme song there, but probably clamp on got excluded. Maybe at some point in my life I've said, you know, after getting eaten by a clamp on, I said, why don't you clamp off, motherfucker? But I'm sure I've said that at some point in my life, but I can't immediately recall an instance. I really like these coconut Red Bulls, because as I get older, energy drinks have lost their deliciousness to me. Like, I can never do the Monsters. They're just too sweet. The Mountain Dew Amp has gotten a bit much for me. And I mean, I mainline Mountain Dew Amp in college, right? When I was writing television, I mean, I subsided off of that. And I remember one time I had like 4 of them in a row, and I was on the set of the finale of Elvis and Slick Money, and I just started having this like giggle attack. I just completely lost my mind off of Amp, but it's kind of gross now. But I like Red Bull because it has a little bit of a bitterness to it that kind of balances out the sweet. And I've been drinking the coconut stuff, which sounds disgusting, coconut berry, but it's actually really good. I like coconut smells. Or is it coconut smell? Yeah. Walnuts, peanuts, pineapple shells. Yeah, coconut smells. All right, Haunted Hall, let's do this. This is going to be bad, right? Yep, nothing down here except death. But at least you get a nice view of the planks. I don't know. The scaffolding here in this haunted library. So what is going on in this level? We've got a haunted library aesthetic which only appears here. It never resurfaces in another level, which is atypical for the way Donkey Kong Country games of this era worked. I said, generally in this game you had the 3 rule. You'll see an archetype 3 times. It may be reincorporated elsewhere, but that's generally the rule. This is the only time we see the haunted library, and it's because, I think, they brought back the roller coaster from Kremland, but the amusement park aesthetic wouldn't really work for the vibe they're going for here in Gloomy Gulch. You could have like a ghostly carnival maybe, but just so soon after Kremland, and it kind of breaks the immersion of these spoopy woods. So, a haunted library, sure, but why is there a roller coaster here at all? Well, looking at the renders of Donkey Kong Country 2, there is that famous Kremland render of Diddy and Dixie going down on the skull cart. Let me rephrase that. The skull cart is taking them down the hill, and there's not a clank behind them. It's actually a clomp on a skull cart, so a little bit breaking what actually happens in game. But you can see a sign in the background, like Ghost House. So I think at one time they had planned for this to be in Kremland as a ghost house, like an attraction. And maybe they felt like 3 roller coaster stages in one world were too much, which I agree. They are too much. For more on that, see Donkey Kong Country Returns and the Cave World. The Cave World, which just had nothing but minecarts and rocket barrel stages. And you're like, what is happening here? So they decided they could move it to the haunted world, Gloomy Gulch, but it doesn't really make sense why there is a library with a roller coaster here. I have fan-wanked that it's because Kremland was expanding, as these giant theme parks like to do. They like to build add-ons, Epcot and whatnot. Universal Super Nintendo World, but it's never really explained. Oh, and here we go. Secret bonus area on top of the bonus area, which you had to have fast reflexes to get to anyway. Yeah. So this is fun though. This is fun. Watch this. So anyway, they were taking over this abandoned library, right? All right, let's see if yes. Got it. 52. I now have 1 Krem coin for every week of the year. And then you just go into that. I love it. Collect the stars. So you don't have to collect all the stars, obviously. You can not collect enough. It is possible, but they give you just enough wiggle room where you can miss a few. So yeah, Kremland took over this abandoned library because reading and literary pursuits aren't very popular in Kremlin culture and society. So they're like, yeah, we'll turn this into, damn it. And then Kackle got Dixie. We'll turn this into an amusement park, but of course it's haunted by actual Kremlin ghosts. So it kind of changes the context from ghost house to actual haunted house that maybe drove out the Kremland engineers, architects. And Kackle, of course, damn it, wasn't the original baddie in this. It was going to be a character, another sort of ghostly character. Damn it. Well, I'm just going to kill myself because I need to get that bonus area. Anyway, Mr. X, who kind of had this naval uniform. You can see renders of him on DK Vine if you so choose, but he was still kind of floating in this wasn't completely transparent, but you can definitely see that he was a prototype for what eventually became Kackle. He would have been an interesting character. There's all sorts of fan theories about Mr. X, like maybe he was going to be the true boss at the end of the game, and that was never like in the cards. It was, well, at one point it was going to be Clubba that you would fight in the Lost World before they just decided, you know, it should be K. Rool. But ultimately, I think Kackle is a better choice. It's also the first appearance of Skellies in the DKU. Got him. The, of course, main antagonistic species in Sea of Thieves. Skellies. This is our first glimpse of Skellies. And it's a Kremling. And it's a ghost. Whee! My only regret is I wish they could have animated Kackle, like, brandishing his sword whenever he attacks Diddy or Dixie. Because as it stands in the game, he just kind of hovers there and they just go, ow! And then that's it. I understand, you know, it's Super Nintendo, 1995. But, yeah, would have been cool to see him, like, whip out that sword. And then, hey, hero coin. That's why I always think I have to go underneath when the stage begins, because at the end, they hit that. Snapple Apple says, is there any reason why the ghosts stop at the saloon door in this level? Made no sense to me. I think it's just because they can't cross their, like, maybe they're like doomed to haunt a specific section of the library. I don't know, or maybe they're, you know, just I just don't ask questions I can't answer. Gusty Glade. Oh, so up there, I have to get up there. Well, let's hope there's a DK barrel. There is. So the first wind level in a Donkey Kong game. It really helps sell the autumnal vibes of this game, right? Like this late autumn kind of setting. Specifically as you get further up the island, it becomes less like tropical beach, not beach, but nautical swashbuckling, and it's it just becomes more the encroaching gloom of winter. You still get like the nautical stuff shining through. Oh man, what? The wind wasn't even blowing then. Like the pirate aspect of the game, it still felt up until the very last second of the game, right? But the environment is definitely no longer defined by that. And just having blowing leaves when we're this high up on the island, it's great visual touch. Of course, I like Windy Well even more for how it incorporates the wind and specifically how it animates the characters responding to the wind. So yeah, you have to really be comfortable with Radley by this point because you have to kind of trust, oh, this part, oh. Now, I can never do that. And I was just saying you have to trust Radley, you have to trust how to do his jump kind of in mid-air. That little bit is I don't know what it is about it that I, to this day, struggle with doing the super jump because it pushes you back. And the wind will eventually change in mid-jump, like when you get far enough along, but at that point, I don't have enough momentum. I'll try it again, because I feel like it's something I should be able to do. But it's my one biggest shame when it comes to Donkey Kong Country 2 is not being able to pull off Radley's super jump as the game instructs me to do at that moment. This moment, specifically, right here. Damn it. See, I didn't even get this. I just jumped off of him there. At this point, you're not even thinking about Winky, right? Like, it was jarring at first. Like, oh, Winky's not playable in this game, and I'm on this bouncy snake. But by the time you get to Gusty Glade, you're like, how would Winky have even handled this? I don't even know. It doesn't matter because Radley's awesome. I love Winky, but I like that even Nintendo still references Winky as seen in Donkey Kong Adventure and Mario Plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. But they obviously also recognize Radley as seen in Super Mario Odyssey. So maybe that means, you know, both characters will have a viable path forward in the series. Alright. If I can just... Well, I don't know how to get Radley over there. I don't, but... whatever. Whee! It's a nothing of a bonus stage, but it's fun. Luckily, he doesn't give you, like, the hero coin or anything there. I missed the star barrel. No! What the fuck, Isle? Why? I was gonna go back because I was like, I should get the star barrel. And then I just fell in the pit, and guess what? Guess what? I didn't get the star barrel, and I died, and it's just the worst of both worlds. Oh well, more time to contemplate Radley. It's kind of surprising to me that DKC 3 eliminated a high jumping animal buddy entirely. Like I don't know why they decided not to bring back Radley at all in DKC 3 when I think he would have fit that game. I mean, maybe in just the levels they designed, there was just no place for that kind of gameplay. And I really can't think of any DKC 3 stage that existed that would have suited Radley, but that's them designing it without Radley in mind, you know? I'm sure they could have incorporated him. It's just weird to me that they do go to the effort of rethinking this, replacing with Winky, and then not using Radley in the third game. It felt like Radley was going to be a bigger deal in the series going forward. And he definitely made his mark. And he was in Donkey Kong Land 2, of course, but... yeah, sorry, Radley. Not happening. So let's get this, there we go. Alright, now we're back in the game. Okay, the wind actually... it's just on a timer here. Oh, I picked the wrong one. See? I picked the wrong one. Cool, cool. Radley appeared on a bridge in Donkey Konga 2. And when I say Radley appeared on a bridge, let me tell you what I mean. I mean, there was an engraving of Radley on a bridge in Donkey Konga 2. Presumably, like, I think it was Big Ape City. But yeah, they dedicated a bridge to Radley. That's how beloved Radley is. Ho, ho. Don't play DKC2 and reminisce about Radley at the same time, because it just completely trashes your ability. Okay. I forget the wind is on a timer here, and it's not just like it was, where it blows when you hit a certain point. Honestly surprised the wind's not blowing right now. I just really like, maybe there's this like in-universe like mythology built up around Radley, because he was Crocodile Isle native who rebelled against the Kremlins and then, you know, settled back on Donkey Kong Island. And I don't know. I could see them like saying, yes, this bridge is now the Radley Bridge. May it help all of our pedestrians leap over the water. I don't know, but Radley's made an outsized impact considering he's only technically appeared in 2 video games. Whee! Got it. At least I got all the secrets. I mean, consider that Clapper has also appeared in 2 Donkey Kong games. And before you say it, no, I don't think the seal in Donkey Kong 64, who we have named Weddle, is supposed to be Clapper. But, more people know Radley than they do Clapper. Granted, I mean, Radley's a big-ass snake you can jump around on, and Clapper is just this weirdo seal who, you know, makes the air, or makes the water cooler. I think Radley is even more well known than Squitter, which is mind-boggling to me because Squitter's been in 4 games. And Squitter is awesome in every way. Perfect, really. But Radley did appear in the first world, and Squitter... Can't believe I... Oh, I almost got it. Whatever. Anyway, I love Radley. Love every animal buddy, honestly. I love every animal buddy down to Floral the Flying Squirrel in Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. And Canopy the Giraffe in Donkey Kong Country Returns, who I do consider to be an animal buddy, along with Zigman the Zebra, you know, Krill the Whale, have Cyril the Squirrel. Everybody's favorite animal buddies from Donkey Kong Country Returns. Save the game. 62%. Secret passages. Walls that look solid could contain secret passages that you can use to access hidden areas or shortcuts. Bonus levels. Each level has between 1 and 3 of these. Complete all the bonuses on a level to gain 1%. So that really breaks it down in a helpful way, where Wrinkly lays it out that every level will have 1, 2, or 3 of these. No more, no less. And that finding a bonus actually ticks up 1%. Because how the percentages are calculated are always kind of nebulous. So that's cool to see. Area Guardian. Jump on the different colored mini neckies to gain the necessary objects to fight the Ghost of Crow. It's interesting that neckies is pluralized, not with an I-E-S, but with a Y-S. And I'm just going to chalk that up to an error, and because for me, Neckies with an IES is always how I type it. That feels like the grammatically correct way. And granted, Wrinkly is the school teacher here, but also she's unable to reach the Kremlings if we just look around. So, plus I'm sure educational standards have changed since 1995. So I feel like I'm correct here, Wrinkly. Sorry. Parrot shoot panic. All right, we are moving along at a steadier clip than I thought we would. Here we go. So, good thing I have Dixie right from the start. We're just going to casually waft down, and oh, what do you know? There's a hero coin. It's always a kick in the pants to enter a level. Like, the first time maybe you're playing Parachute Panic, or before you're really familiar with it, and to fall and go right past that hero coin, and you're like, damn it. Missing a hero coin and knowing you've missed it is one of the greatest pains, I think, in Donkey Kong Country 2. Now, here we go. Quawks the parrot, everybody. Squawk's cousin, some sort of relation, native to Crocodile Isle. When I say native to Crocodile Isle, like, is roosting on Crocodile Isle at this time. And at this point is not nearly as capable as Squawks is. Will never really be as capable as Squawks is, but doesn't have the upper body strength to carry a monkey. So cannot fly, can only slowly guide you down. And I know speedrunners never use Squawks. They always, use Dixie or whatever to get down here. Which, yeah, if you're speedrunning, that's fine. But you're also depriving yourself of spending time with Quawks. So, what the hell is wrong with you? And there's a secret passage right after Wrinkly tipped you off about it. So that's the rare logo. And this isn't a bonus stage. This is actually a little bit of a alternate path here. There's actually 2 Ks in this level based on which path you took. I don't know why they put that secret in there. It's kind of atypical for Donkey Kong Country 2, but it's cool. I love the wiggling little zinger larva in the background there. Yeah, the zinger larva reappears in Donkey Konga 2. Keep talking about Donkey Konga 2. What the fuck? For all the games I could be talking about playing Donkey Kong Country 2, such as Donkey Kong Country 2, I could be talking about. So in the guides published by Nintendo, they would call this character Squawks, or Purple Squawks, which bugged the ever-loving shit out of me as a kid. Of course, I told you about Squeaks and Flapper, our preferred canon, or fanon at the time. Because we had to call them something, right? And Purple Squawks wasn't going to cut it. That's like a Mario level of... Oh my god, did I have to bring that down? Yep. We're going back. By that I mean I'm killing myself. Throwing myself on the spines of the zingers. Where was I? Purple Squawks. Pissed me the fuck off. Like, that's Mario level bullshit. That is just atrocious. Like, they're not called Purple Squawks. And I believe, if I'm remembering right, the way they broke it down was in Japan. They did give him a name in the guides there that was an individual name that roughly translates to Quawks. And Payon, when they got to develop Donkey Kong games in the mid-aughts, they decided to bring back Quawks, and they knew him as something other than Purple Squawks, or Squeaks, or Flapper. So, that's how Quawks became the international canon name for, okay. What am I doing? Nice. Stupid, but... Well, how do I get in there? I have a mystery on my hands. Well, at least I'm finally stumped. I can't remember how to get something. That's fun. So much of this game, you know, I see just when I shut my eyelids that it's always nice when I'm like, oh, whoa, I don't remember something. It's also frustrating, but... maybe I won't go this way this time. We'll go the different way and see what happens. So yeah, as attached as I got to Squeaks and Flapper, really all the respect in the world to Payon for giving us the name of at least one of the purple parrots. Alright, I'm definitely missing something. And, you know, Donkey Kong Land 2 would have Parachute Panic. Well, we're just gonna have to play this stage over again, aren't we? So the purple parrots would come back in that game. Although, you know, being on the Game Boy, you couldn't tell they were purple. There was a brief glimpse of both of them together. And, so it was just kind of like, if you're a kid and you're playing Donkey Kong Land 2 and you've never played Donkey Kong Country 2, which, you know, is a common experience for a lot of people. You're like, why can't Squawks fly in this level? Why can't he shoot eggs in this level? It's been really confusing. But they came back. Damn it. I can't even get the DK barrel. And then Donkey Kong Country 3 kind of evolved them, just like Squawks evolved from his first appearance, where they could now fly upwards, and they could pick up barrels. So they had gotten a bit more athletic in the year between the two games. They did not reappear in Donkey Kong Land 3, though, so sad to say, Donkey Kong Country 3 was their biggest moment of glory until Quawks came back in Barrel Blast, aka Jet Race. Oh, wait. Wait. Okay. Alright. I got that. Cool. And now here's Squawks. And wow, it's just... So when I first played Parachute Panic, I remember, like, wondering, is this a new character? This parrot? Or is Squawks just, like, drenched in honey to the point where it's making him appear purple? And once I saw visually both of the purple parrots together in the level, I was like, oh, okay, it's a new character. And then after discussing it with my friend Elliot, we decided to call them Squeaks and Flapper, which I then took to DK Vine less than 4 years later, and fans around the world adopted that as their own fanon until we got Quawks. So yeah, there's a story of purple parrots. You're welcome. See, here we go. Both of them together. They do the trade-off. Canonically, more than one. Not a hard light hologram. So that's why we call one of them Quawks and one of them Squawk. You see. Still missing that bonus area, though, from earlier. That's gonna bug me. It's gonna haunt my dreams tonight. You'd think they'd be able to spit something. Like, yeah, they haven't thought like Squawks and robbed other nests of their eggs, but they could, like, chew in little honey balls or something. I don't know. There's lots of things you can spit in this world. Get creative. If I remember right, Quawks / Squawk got a reference in the show Community, of all things. And I haven't seen the episode. I haven't watched Community. I'm sorry, but I know they were listing, like, in one of the visual gags, animal buddies from the Donkey Kong series, and they actually referenced the other parrot. I forget how they described them, but yeah, it was a clear reference to Quawks. So Quawks has definitely made his mark. The both of them have made their marks. Excuse me, Squawk, on the Donkey Kong fandom, even if they're barely recognized as animal buddies by those outside of it. All right. So I got to go back and find that bonus area, which works for me because, hey, still have about 15 minutes or so of the stream, so I don't mind doing a little bit of a scavenger hunt. I'd rather go back and hunt with my good friends Quawks and Squawk than leave it for another day. So I'm thinking, because there's that no Squawk sign, that becomes a barrel that I could then use to break open that wall, which means I'm just missing an appearance by Squawk somewhere here. Which, yeah. Now I can start and select at least if I get into a tight spot. So it's interesting, you can't do the team up move when stuck in the honey, but once you do the team up move, you can walk over the honey. I guess the weight is enough to shift their feet, and I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, just accept that I'm right. Yep. The extra weight, the added weight can actually sink them enough in the honey that they have the it's no longer sticky. Look. I don't want to hear it. It's just, it's right. Ah, yes, I found it. So no, I was wrong. There's just a hidden chamber, and I remembered it. I opened my brain and I let the memories of my youth flood back in. All right. It's a very tight little corridor for Squawks to drag the Kongs through. And then here we go. And look, this is the visual, the only visual time that Squawks and Quack, or maybe that's Squawk, I've lost count. It's the only time they are actually together on screen, which Nintendo Power should show you that they are not the same character. I could honestly just sit here for hours and contemplate the relationship these two have, right? Like, talking in their little parrot voices to each other. Like, how close are they as cousins? I'm not trying to make this an incest thing like you'd see in the finer pornography videos of today, but I mean, like, are they, like, well acquainted with each other? Were they ever part of the same flock, or whatever the hell parrots do? Or is this, like, really the first time they've known each other and they just, like, they recognize their familial bonds, their blood, and they're like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, thank you for helping. Yeah. Why am I trying to attack Quacks with Squawks' eggs? I don't know. I'm just seeing if I can get... I think they've arranged it so it can't happen. You can slightly graze Quacks with Squawks' eggs, but that's it. Anyway, here's to you, Squawks. Here's to you, Quacks. Here's to you, Squawk. And much later down the line, here's to you, Tox, Funky's stoner parrot animal, his own personal animal buddy. Speaking of Funky, let's go ahead and hire that plane, and then we'll hit up Swanky. Okay, calm down, calm down. You move so fast. All right, Swanky's bonus bonanza. Here we go. Lockjaw's Loot, Haunted Hall. Oh my god, that's a pun. And Gibbon game. And there are no gibbons in the Donkey Kong series. At one point in time, we referred to the capuchin monkeys in Donkey Kong Jungle Beat as gibbons, and I don't know why we did that. Now that was my bad. But they're clearly capuchins, and yeah, gibbons haven't. I mean, gibbons are referenced all the time, but I don't think gibbons have actually shown up in the Donkey Kong series either. It's monkeys, gorillas, orangutans, and mandrills. What is the name of this area of the island? Gloomy Gulch, Fearsome Forest, Spooky Heights. Okay, try this one. How many little wasps? Oh, how many little wasps the end of a giant wasp wake up into? Oh. It was 5, right? It had to be 5. Yeah. What is the name of the trendy surfing Kong who operates his barrel flights? Here we go, people. Buckle up. Cranky, Chunky, Funky. Oh, Cranky is not Cranky. It's not. What? Yeah, Chunky Kong is referenced in Donkey Kong Country 2 4 years before he actually debuts or appears in a game. Just dropped in there as a possible name, Chunky Kong. And as much as I would like to sit here and tell you this shows you the brilliance of Rare and their long-term planning, where they knew they were going to one day introduce a character named Chunky Kong. No, that's not the case. This is probably just a coincidence, because when you incorporate Y-ending names, Blanky Kong, you know, you're going to stumble upon Chunky eventually. But I think that it's also possible that the Donkey Kong 64 team, when looking for names, might have remembered this, even unconsciously remembered it, and pulled it from here. It works in universe. I mean, it works, especially since Dixie is Chunky's cousin. Swanky could have pulled that name, known about him somehow. So, yeah, it's a little bit of foreshadowing, and not in the retroactive continuity sense of we're going to put Tiny Kong in Donkey Kong Country 2 Game Boy Advance, or we're going to put all of them, like Glanky, Chunky, and Tiny, in Donkey Kong Country 3 for the Game Boy Advance. It's not that. It is actually, as it appeared in 1995, 4 years before Chunky Kong was an established character. So, I can't remember what the question was at this point. I know Chunky's not the right answer. It's funky. How cool is that, though? God, I love Donkey Kong continuity. It's so, like, accidentally perfect in so many ways. What is the name of the forest level with the blowing wind in it? Breezy Battle, Windy Woods, which is good because you could see a level being called Windy Woods, especially since Web Woods is the very next level of the game, but it is, of course, Gusty Glade. On the Kremlin Island map, how many small wasps hover around the wasp hives? Ah, yes, this is how many wasps are there? This is that period in Swanky's repertoire. Is it 3 or is it 4? 3? Yeah. Okay, I was like 4 sounds like too much if I'm remembering. What is the name of the Kremlin Island that you are on? You're in the 5th world of, and you don't know it. But I guess if you never read the instruction booklet, you don't read the text, you wouldn't necessarily know that it's not Crocodile Dump or Crocodile Country. And in fact, I could see Minnie the Child just assuming it was Crocodile Country because this is Donkey Kong Country 2, and now you're on Crocodile Country, even though it's not called Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country means you're in Donkey Kong Country, like you're in Bear Country. I keep explaining that to people. They don't realize it. They think it's some sort of nation state. I mean, I guess it is. It's an island nation, but, you know, it's not country. It's donkey. It's wordplay. Crocodile Isle is the right answer, though. And let's play Gibbon Game. Which of these is not the name of an area of the island you have played? Ooh. Crocodile Cauldron, Crazy Kremland, Crocodile Canyon. Crocodile Canyon. We finally get canyon stages in the 3rd game. Well, 5th game. I'm counting the 2 Donkey Kong Land games betwixt them, but Crocodile Canyon is not in this game. It's yeah, but that is the right answer. So, what is your swordfish buddy's name? Ingard, Swordy, and Stabber. So this is where some asshole out there, some jackass watching this, who wants to take me down to peg, saying, "Hi, Heil, you know how in Coral Capers you always say it's a hard light hologram of Ingard when you break open the other Ingard from the Animal Buddy crate. Well, why don't you just do the Squeaks and Flapper thing and say it's Swordy the swordfish or Stabber the swordfish? Why are you just so dismissive of that spare Ingard?" To that I say, shut up. How many world map globes, I hate this one, are there on the shelves in Kong College? It's 2. Yeah, it's 2. It's 2. Alright, leave studio. Everyone is a winner here, and that's what gets you shut down and canceled, Swanky. I mean, canceled in the network TV sense, not in the modern context of the word. I don't want people complaining on Twitter that somebody canceled Swanky. I mean, he hasn't been seen since 1996, but you know, I guess he was a spirit in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So let's go ahead and save the game. Hurry along. School is nearly finished. You need to study a little more if you're going to beat the Kremlins. I don't think I do, Wrinkly. I think I know everything I need to know at this point. But okay. So yeah, 64% talk about that magic number. That's a good place to end on. 58 Krem coins, 25 hero coins, which is marred because I am missing one back in Glimmer's Galleon. I just love, though, that little treasure map in the background with the X at K. Rool's Keep. The treasure being, of course, Donkey Kong. Oh, yeah. Well, at least I didn't have a power outage this time. Knock on wood as I wrap things up here. Let me knock on some wood here. There we go. All right, so thank you so much for watching, everyone. We progressed further than I even got last week, so this wasn't a total wash. Make sure you tune in to the Twitch channel this Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, still 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time for the next week. And we will be continuing Sea of Thieves Season 6. We will be exploring more of the Phantom Forts that have sprung up. If you like Ghost Ropes, you'll love Phantom Forts. So DK Vine's Stream of Thieves, tune in then. Then don't forget the Idaho Crew on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That is midnight GMT Wednesday morning. They were playing Saberwolf last night. They were having quite the time with Saberwolf GBA. Infuriating me with their usage of the good creatures, improperly using bloaters, but I will forgive it. And then be back here next Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Or actually, it's 1:30. We'll do the 1:30 time. That's working well for me. 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, 5:30 p.m. GMT for more DK Vine Done Slow Donkey Kong Country 2. Starting with Web Woods, which is like starting a marathon without stretching, but hopefully I will be up to the task. And thank you so much. Have a good day.